Hi, I'm Mayor Tim Lowry, and welcome to another edition of the Mayor's Minute. With me today is Justin Wolf. He's the project director with MoDOT, who's in charge of the I-270 project. Justin's going to provide us today with a recap of what has happened on this I-270 project so far and what we should expect in 2022. Well, Justin, thank you for taking a moment to kind of give us a little recap of what happened in 2021 and since the project began, and what are we looking forward to in 2022? I know we still have a long way to go, but you can really start seeing things take shape here.
Yeah, Mayor. Thank you for coming out today. Recapping what we accomplished since we've been out here since April of 2020. First, MoDOT really focused on rebuilding the bridges that go over 270, like Old Halls Ferry, West Florissant, Washington Elizabeth, the northbound Lindbergh over 270. Right now we're constructing the southbound Lindbergh over 270. And really in 2022 is when we start tackling the bridges where 270 goes over the main roads, meaning New Florissant and New Halls Ferry. So looking to our west here, that's where 270 goes over New Florissant Road. So beginning in January, we're going to start doing the work to build a new structure going westbound over New Florissant that's going to be able to accommodate 3 lanes of westbound 270 going over New Florissant. Once we get that structure built, you can see all the widening we've done here between Washington Elizabeth and New Florissant. That's going to allow us to shift cars over to the north, go over the new structure while we remove the old New Florissant Bridge over, or 270 over New Florissant.
And that's one of the things that from the day one of this project, you said you would always keep 3 lanes open in each direction. And that's something that you've been able to do. That just seems like that's going to be really a large task here when that New Florissant overpass. But it sounds like you guys really haven't figured out the widening of the road and how that's going to happen.
Yes, exactly. That's one of the commitments that the contractor made, was that they would keep during rush hours, that would keep 3 lanes of traffic open on 270, and part of the staging of these bridges over the New Florissant and over New Halls Ferry is basically building a large enough, a wide enough structure that we can accommodate 3 lanes over those roads.
And like I said before, you can just really start to feel how this thing's going to work out. I mean, I know we still got a long way to go. We still got December 2023 before it's going to be completed, but you can really still feel how this whole project's going to look when it's all over and how it's going to move traffic through North St. Louis County.
Yeah, I think drivers that are going through the corridor right now, they're starting to see the widened spaces. Like right here, you see we've rebuilt and we have enough space that we're going to have our final configuration of 4 lanes going each direction, plus a 12-foot wide outside shoulder. But again, during construction, that gives us the ability to shift traffic over to the right side here to cross over the new structure while we demolish the old structure. So it's really well thought out, the planning of how they're going to construct this. But people are beginning to see, the widened interstate. They're seeing the new bridges over 270. And really, once we get through 2022, I think people are going to be driving on most of the final configuration. Really, what I'm seeing is in 2023, we're going to be doing a lot of the final touches, like working on the asphalt pavement.
Justin, want to talk about this part of the project and what this walking trail means here?
Yeah, one of the great things about the 270 North project is that it really takes into account all users. So not only the people driving in the trucks, but people that may not have access to a car, that need to walk to the bus station, or that walk and bike along the corridor. So right here, what we have is an 8-foot wide multi-use path. And so on both sides of the interstate, on this side along Pershaw, we'll have this 8-foot wide multi-use path stretching all the way from Hanley Graham all the way to Old Halls Ferry. Along Dunn, we're going to have a similar 8-foot wide multi-use path from Lindbergh all the way to Breezy Point. That's pretty close to Route 367. So this is an 8-foot wide path. It's separated by a 3-foot green space and a curb and gutter there. So this is a good place where people can either walk, bike, and it gives a lot more mobility for people that want to get out, get some exercise, or that need that ability to get to their destination.
And of course, the one thing we have to remember is there was no access on this side of the highway before at all.
No, actually, right now we are standing on something that was completely not here. The road. So this section of road and multi-use between Washington Elizabeth, New Florissant was not here. It was trees and ditches.
Right.
And now we have basically Pershaw Road. We've connected it between New Florissant and Washington Elizabeth. And this is part of the project, making that connectivity for Pershaw to be an actual outer road, have that connectivity. And it's really going to improve, especially here on the backside of us here, you can see the U-turn bridge This can allow people to go from Pershaw and make a U-turn and get directly onto Dunn. So again, a lot of mobility improvements and a lot of improvements for non-motorized users along this corridor.
Yeah, it's such a big part of the project. I mean, it's part of the project people don't realize is that, like I said, this wasn't even here before. And now it's here. We got the accessibility from all the way through, and I think it was very well designed and well thought out.
Yeah, and again, it's going to take a little bit more time for us to get it all built so that people can see that true connectivity all the way from Hannah Graham to Old Halls Ferry. But once it's complete, I'm hoping some people want to take that long bike ride or that long walk.
And we certainly encourage that. And we certainly do. We've done a lot of things to build trails around the city of Florissant, and this is just another one. So we appreciate that. So Justin, I mean, we try to keep providing information to people, and I know that you guys have done a great job getting it out there. But if people want to go somewhere, well, how can we find the information to talk about this project?
So this project has a dedicated website. It's i270north.org. So if you go to that website, we will have like upcoming closures where we're going to be shutting down bridges or sections of roadway. We'll have like detours. Some of them actually we have animated detours that show you exactly how to get around that closure and the duration of those closures, whether it's a weekend closure, a 30-day closure, or a 90-day closure. We give that information. And on the project website, you can also see what the final configuration of this whole interstate is going to look like in the end. So there's a lot of information there, i270north.org.
So let's keep in mind one thing. You know, we know that there's been some inconvenience during this project, but it's honestly moving very well. And let's keep in mind that during this holiday season, remember our workers out here that are out here every day. And let's drive safely, let's drive the speed limit, and please watch out for these workers. They're doing an excellent job for us here in North St. Louis County. Again, thank you for taking your time with me today. And all the information you've given us was very informative. This concludes another edition of the Mayor's Minute. I'd like to wish you and your family a safe and joyous holiday season. We are Florissant Strong. Thank you.